somebody has this. The microphones are also panned to extreme left and right. Did you do that on purpose? I speak into the microphone. Oh, yeah, I hear myself then and there. Beautiful sound of audio coming through. Sound and visuals coming together through the magical portal that is television.
In other words, you like to see and hear you.
Well, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be me. I mean, I've been watching TV as long as I can remember. I've only been actually involved in making television now for about a year and a half. So I liked television before then, even though, like, I did, in fact, not have cable TV for 10 years. And ostensibly became one of those sorts of people who swore that, you know, I'm not going to watch a lot of TV and everything. Getting back into TV has renewed my love and respect for the medium. As much as the vast majority of it is still, in fact, crap.
You might want to bring the music down to just a hint in the background.
Let's see, how's that sounding? Yeah, that's hinty. It's yeah, it's still going. Can still definitely hear the whole thing, but doesn't drown out any attempts at conversation. And the PZM just kicked in.
Yeah, can you hear it?
Oh yeah, I can hear
it. Can you
it.
hear this?
Oh yeah, I can hear that.
All right, can you hear this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about it? Well, guess what?
You've got your headphones. Yes.
And you're welcome to use them. Those are much louder, but these are much truer. So.
I think I'd rather have headphones that give you an accurate representation than just pure volume. That seems very sensible to me.
All right, we're getting there.
I'm sure kids these days would prefer volume over accuracy, but nothing like being able to enjoy the crispness of real sound.
Real sound.
Real sound. What it really sounds like.
Okay.
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 On the subject of the vast majority of television being essentially crap, apparently Fox News, because it's so hard to really get anything on Obama. I mean, Obama's kind of got the whole Teflon politician thing going on. It's really hard to make any bad stuff they say about him stick for any length of time. So Fox News is apparently going after his wife now.
Oh my.
Yes.
That's pretty dirty.
That is very dirty.
Yes. Particularly somebody so sweet as she seems to be.
Yeah. Yeah, and besides, I mean, the number of times that politicians on the opposing side have snarkily, leave my family out of it. A good example being when somebody asked a question about Dick Cheney's politics towards homosexuality, despite the fact that he has a lesbian daughter, and he kind of snapped, that's a private matter, my daughter out of it kind of thing. So,
yeah?
Yeah, he did. He was very, very snarky about it. I mean, Dick Cheney's pretty much always snarky, but I think that was an extra snarky moment from him. So.
Snarky.
Well, who would have thunk it?
What you need?
Finally, one day I need an XLR to male XLR to male RCA. I need like 4 of them.
Yeah, they're here. No.
We had like I found one and I'm using it.
Male XLR.
What you need that for?
Male.
To route the audio from the rolling deck to every monitor in the building. So we're gonna have that way I can run the loop of the.
Oh, you got to come out of those. So you got to come out of those.
I got to come out of the audio. Yeah, the XLR return.
All those XLRs. And you look. Did you look in this pile?
I did. All I saw was XLR and then RCA to RCA.
Right, that's what I was afraid of. Well, you know what? Do you,
Is that yours?
it's yours.
Oh, okay.
Do you necessarily need,
No.
I guess it all depends on whether or not anybody actually wants to hear what's
I
coming out of the
know, I'm
monitors,
just
eh?
saying, well, where else it gotta go? You need it back in the control room, back in the editing room?
Well, Studio A I'm not gonna need because I can just patch it right from the audio patch to the monitors there.
Not where
So,
you're at.
so I need the one in the editing conference room. Yeah.
Is that I mean, that's the only one you need, right? So you really only need one.
Two.
Huh?
Well, two because the signal's not in the audio patch. It's left and right. You can't get a mono.
Well, one would do, believe me.
Okay.
For an event like this, you know, it's like, people are gonna be talking and stuff. you know,
Right.
It's not like they're gonna be listening, oh, what's on the left speaker? Oh, you know, I think too.
You mean at the Your TV Media Fest, people are not going to be staring with bated breath at the monitor screens around here at all
Hopefully
times?
they'll be, so looped on the line, you know, if nobody shows up.
That does not look like a happy kid in the
And
background.
if need be, I think I can get my hands on a Franciscan that will bless the stuff, which means it'll have to be consumed. I'm trying not to cough on this. I don't really think that.
You not feeling well today?
I have, since the last tea party, and since when I called you up the day I didn't come and just called you and said I was watching,
Yeah.
I was really glad that I didn't have to come because I was pretty much just devastated with my cold at that time, and I basically was staying in bed. That's one of the two times that I actually sat up and watched TV.
Well, hope you get to feeling better because Saturday is going to be a big day. Ben said they'd be here around 10:30. I'll be here that early too.
Okay. And they still think they're getting out of here at 2, huh?
That's what I told them.
So if you're watching, where do they live?
I don't know, but like I said, they've got a gig. Not super long driving distance, but they've got a gig at enough driving distance that if we were getting them out at the normal time, it would have been extraordinarily hectic for them. So,
The normal time would be 4.
well, we never get anybody out of there at 4 these days, but you know,
4.
whatever the normal time would have been. Yeah,
So, but
4 to 4:30. It would have been.
well, if we
rather
get them
nice.
out of here by 2, 2:30,
Yeah.
3, it'll really help them, right?
I told them to, but I told them to at the latest.
At the latest, you added that.
Yeah, told them to at the latest.
Let's see.
We're set up, ready to go, and the rest of the crew gets here at 12:30.
The rest of the crew gets here at 12:30.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, I was just going off the time on the.
Okay. Well, that's what I'll do. Then when the crew moves into the studio to set up cameras and stuff like that, I'll move my class into the control room and we'll be sound checking.
Sounds
and
sensible to me.
something like that. It'll all in all.
It'll all work out.
Oh, I know what I'll got to use.
What's up?
The robe. We'll put some of the robe in there. How's that?
Sounds lovely.
Okay.
We're gonna take off for a few minutes. I'm just gonna head home and pick up the horse.
Right now?
Yeah.
I thought I
I believe
was.
so.
Did my whole slideshow play through?
I
Well,
seems so.
It was a short. I didn't realize it's a 10-minute. I thought it took longer than that. I thought it was like 15. You haven't seen the new one? This is the new one? Have you not seen this one?
I've seen
Maybe parts of it.
well, I've seen parts of it. I like big galactic escapes.
I have other things too.
That's not nearly as impressive as big galactic escapes. Oh, I see. They put a skull in the Capitol building. I didn't catch that at first. No idea what that is.
Just some artwork.
I'll be back shortly.
Okay, with Doris.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Raining outside, officer didn't look like he wanted to go out there. So instead of interviewing for a meeting with the officer, it was raining, so we just stayed in our car too.
Aha, now I get to wear the headphones. Hello, hello. Oh, I sound really good. Whoa. I know why. That's because this microphone's turned all the way up. There it is. It was turned all the way up like it gets turned up for the for when it's a different microphone. Still setting up for the tea party, and more guests will be here shortly. I'm going to turn the shape static back up. Okay. Oh boy, I know this is what you've all been waiting for. The rant, the pre-420 rant. That's right. We have a pre-420 rant, and the pre-420 rant has to do with the format on which we listen to music today. Because the format on which we listen to music today, and I'm kind of overloading, the format on which we listen to music today is the same format that we listened to music on yesterday. I'm talking about the digital format that we listen to music on. Was determined in, it was either 1979 or 80 that they finally voted on it and decided that this is going to be the format. And it was a 16-bit word. The words were 16 bits, and there were 44.1 thousand cycles per second, samples per second. And that has not changed since 1980, whereas everything else in the world of digital electronics has improved greatly. And although that was an inferior format when it was adopted, we have been stuck with it ever since. And it is time for us to expect our DVD players to become our CD players. And we should expect audio coming in at least 24-bit words and at least 192,000 samples per second. I'll get back to this hopefully after the 420 roll, so you may want to take out a pencil and a piece of paper to write down these formats so that you can study up on them. More shape static of my own creation. Well, maybe not. Oh, 16. And here it comes. Oh, what you've all been waiting for. Yes, I know. We can hardly wait. Still waiting, are we? Okay. All right.
reel, right?
Roll.
Roll, 420 roll. Okay, good.
Good morning. Welcome to the Pleasure Saucer.
Always try theater in a crowded fire.
Watch The Casey Waters Show, Sunday nights, 9 p.m. on URTV. To get interesting, eccentric, philosophical presentations and artwork by Judson Laird, which is manipulated using interesting graphic art techniques. You're watching the 420 roll.
Can you see it? There's stuff. Your cold sores will go away. Put on a happy face. Your cold sores will go away. Put on a happy face. 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 Your cold sores go away. Put on a happy face. Your cold sores go away. Put on a happy face. 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 Put on a happy face.
Hey John, how are you doing?
I'm good. Say, you're watching the 420 roll.
You're watching the 420 roll.
Right.
What
Okay.
is that?
Thank you.
YUK, and you're watching the 420 roll.
You see what I mean?
Which one would you like me to play first?
You're all right. You're good. Go for it.
It's the Roy Orbison 80s guy lookalike. Oh man, I'm feeling kinda dizzy. Peel me off the floor, come on, get busy. Now I'm feeling a little bit nauseous. I had too much to drink, now y'all be cautious. I'm all alone by the porcelain throne. I need some water, maybe a doctor. Where's the bathroom? Get out of my way. Here's the kitchen sink, I hope that was okay. I'm sorry, I'll clean up this mess. In the kitchen, living room, dining room, and all the rest of the house. I'm all alone by the porcelain throne. That's the toilet. I need some water, maybe a doctor. I'm sorry, I walked right through that screen door, and my head made that big hole in the wall. And about stepping in all that doggy do, and smeared it in the carpet of every room. I'm all alone by the porcelain throne. I need some water, maybe a doctor. As a slightly shortened version.
Is that your guitar? And we can't forget our Thursday sponsor, the Octopus Garden. And as soon as I get a chance to get out with a digital camera, I'm going to take a photograph of your new location and put it on the include that into the 420 roll. And I'm going to go on with my rant. I'll be right here with this rant in just a minute. Let's see. All right.
Hey, dude, you're live all over the building.
Am I?
You are.
Oh, am I echoing? Do we need to turn the volume down just a little? I can turn mine down a little bit. You need to turn yours down a little bit. Oh, leave that door open. Please leave that door open. Good. Thank you. All right, how you doing? Now you're just in time to hear my rant. All over the building. I'm gonna rant all over the building. Oh yes. What?
You know how fast time goes?
Oh my.
I was 6 like yesterday.
Oh no. Try it again. All right, I'm having errors with my discs because the last we have a new DVD player in here today because the other one finally blew up, but before it blew up, I noticed that several discs, and I might say some of my favorite discs, as I was taking them out of the machine, seemed really hot, and I'm afraid that the machine was a burner and it had a powerful laser on it. And I'm afraid that it burned the discs and destroyed them. Okay. And apparently this is on the list for replacement. Let's keep it here. Okay. Now just hold on, don't go away because we're gonna rant about digital audio. Surely you wouldn't want to miss a rant about digital audio, would you? Oh, Mildred is gonna rant about digital audio again. Oh, good. Well. Okay. He's going to rant about digital audio again. So all he ever does, rant about digital audio. All right. Now we're gonna try another. I'll see how many of these I can find that don't work. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. See if this one still works. Seems like it was really hot the last time it came out too. Let's see. Oh, it works. Good. How about it? There we go. We'll watch that. All right. Now, what is this rant about? UFOs? Well, that's why I think that the UFOs aren't coming as often as they used to. I think they used to visit more often during the 60s and stuff and 70s, and then when they came up with the new digital audio and that started going out on our radio waves, it just wasn't worth listening to the radio as they came through here, so they just quit coming. That's what I think. You know, that's I keep, well, why did they ever come here to start with? Well, I think maybe they like to listen to Hendrix on the radio. But after we went to an inferior form of digital encoding, I think they decided well, it really wasn't, a good planet to hang out at and listen to that low-grade audio. And they just started bypassing us. But the point is this. You have to draw a grid. And if you know enough about physics and waveform analysis and stuff like that, and you know how to draw one of these grids, you can do it at home. And if you don't know enough about it, then you may just have to take my word for it. But you can draw a grid, and across the bottom, every line is a sample. And you would draw a grid that would represent 4,000 or 44.1 thousand samples per second, and then up vertically, you would look at how many points could be accessed by a 16-bit word, and that grid would represent the grid that our digital audio is fed back to us. And then you would impose upon that grid an example of an analog waveform, and everywhere it crossed a line, the closest point to the waveform anywhere on the line or the vertical dot just below the waveform, and on the horizontal line that it's crossing, where they cross, you would put a dot there, and then you come back and draw basically a line from dot to dot. You play connect the dots, and that shows the waveform that's going to come back to you out of the digital device, whatever it is, that's being fed to you. Now truly they do run these things through a bit of a filter and stuff like that, and round them off a little bit, so they're not exact line for line, but that's pretty much the story. And if you put in fairly low frequencies and stuff like that, mid-range frequencies and low frequencies really come back looking pretty good. When you get up into the really high range of the top end of a human hearing, though, it scarcely represents what's gone in at all. You just, at best, get some noise, some chatter up in that area that is roughly in the same frequency range, sort of in the same octave, if you will, or so, and that's about the best they can do with that. Now, many of us maintain that although human hearing has been determined to be to cut off at 20,000 cycles, still, if there is something going on up in that area and even beyond, there are many people who are able to recognize that fact, that something, they may not be able to hear a pure tone up above that. You play a pure tone, they don't hear it. But you play that pure tone in conjunction with something else that is audible, or even above audible, and they do hear it. What happens when you mix two tones together is what you get back are you get the two tones, you also get the sum of the two tones, and you get the difference of the two tones. And so you can have two tones that are very high and above human hearing, and they can be very close to one another, so that the difference between the two tones is within human hearing, and you will be able to hear that. And that may be what is going on. So it turns out that it is important for us to be able to faithfully reproduce audio in that higher range that is here. I'm ranting. I should be all zoomed in and ranting. Here here I'm getting all zoomed in now. Let's see, it's too zoomed in, and let's see. I'll turn some of this off so that maybe my shirt will quit vibrating. No, my shirt. This shirt. Okay, there. Aha! I less vibrated my shirt. There we go. All right, here we go. Oh, I could even turn the bright lights on. I'm gonna stick with this. Okay, so here's the deal. So it turns out that we need to have good and faithful and clean reproductions, nothing funny going on, up in the area above what is normally considered human hearing, in order that it not have effects that are detected lower down at lower frequencies. If we're going to reproduce anything up in that area at all, it needs, and the fact is that by driving this 44.1K signal, which is just a little over twice human hearing, we've got one thing going on up there for sure. And the closer it is to human hearing, the more apt it is to have effects even lower. Now, what I propose is this, is that we change our bit depth for each word, each sample. Each sample is represented by what's called a word. And instead of using 16 bits to define a sample, it's become common on computer systems and stuff like that, and professional sound equipment, to go to 24-bit depth on that, and the processors and all today can easily handle that. The immense amount of progress that has been made in the digital domain since the times of 1979 and